Welcome to the Good Girls Get Rich podcast. This is where we embrace how good you are, girl. Stop being the best kept secret in town. Learn how to use simple LinkedIn and social media strategies and make the big bucks.
Hey, Karen Yankovich, and what we're talking about today is episode 55 of the Good Girls Get Rich podcast. And in that episode, I talked about why I chose to use the brand Triple Your Biz in some of the programs that I'm doing. And you're going to see a lot more about that brand in this upcoming year. So I thought it was important to tell you a little bit about why I think that's important for you. I have a couple notes here. So I don't normally have notes like this, but I don't know, I'm changing a few things up here. So I wanted to talk a little bit about why you needed to do that, because for me, you hear a lot of people offering things like six-figure business, and like they titled their programs that way, and that's great, right? But for me, I felt like that, and it was so exclusive. And when I mean exclusive, I don't mean like only for a few people. I mean it was excluding people. So maybe that's not the right word. Maybe exclusive isn't the right word. For example, if you're making, $1,000 a month right now in your business, and it's a side gig, and you really would love it to be a full-time gig, but you're like six-figure, like it's a lot, right? So when I tell you I want you to triple your biz, saying to you, well, we're gonna go from 1,000 to 3,000, it takes you enough out of your comfort zone that you're like, really? I'm gonna triple it, not just double it? But it also seems a little bit achievable. On the flip side of that, and this is something I experienced personally, and so many people that I work with have experienced this as well. And I go dive deep into this in the podcast. Okay, so you don't have to. You can listen to the podcast at KarenYankovich.com/055. But what's really important, a six-figure business is so different than a six-figure paycheck, right? If you want to leave your corporate job and you're making $80,000, $90,000, $100,000 a year, you need to be making a whole hell of a lot more than that in your business to be coming home with that same amount of money, right? So if you're making $5,000 or $10,000, I want you to be making 15 or 20. I want you to be making $15,000 or $30,000, because those are the numbers we need to be shooting for. And I don't want those to be scary numbers. I want you to understand the realities of the situation. So to me, tripling your biz, it means you start where you're at, right? Which is fabulous, but also kind of takes you enough out of your comfort zone that I get to keep my foot on your butt a little bit to bring really amazing things into your business. But here's the other piece of this that I dive deep into on the podcast, and I would love for you to listen to the whole episode and subscribe. Be sure you subscribe to it, because I have a lot of good things. I have some amazing interviews coming up this year. Some of that I've already recorded, and some that I'm still looking to record. And by the way, I also want to know what you want to hear about. So make sure you comment below and let me know what topics you want me to talk about on the podcast this year. Are there solo shows you want me to do some training on? What are those? Let me know. Okay, and then here's the thing. It's not also, tripling your business is not just about money, right? It's not just about profit. If I said to you, when you start your business, or you have 100 people on your email list, we all start our email list with 0, right? So if you have 100 people on your email list, let's get to 300, right? That is something that we can easily accomplish. If you have 10,000 people on your email list, let's get to 30,000. All right, so tripling that, what would that do for your business? What would tripling the foot traffic into your retail store do for your business? What would tripling your LinkedIn connections do for your business? Right? These are things that I like to focus on, and that's kind of the crux of my brand. Even though I teach a lot about LinkedIn, and this podcast is probably overwhelmingly talking about LinkedIn, the reason I love that is because I know that that's where we can accomplish this tripling of our business. We are going to be able to use LinkedIn to accomplish tripling our revenue goals, tripling our email list building, tripling our sales conversations, right? All of that can happen using LinkedIn, which is why I love it so much. But obviously LinkedIn doesn't work in a bubble. I want you to have a business plan behind the work you're doing on LinkedIn. What are you looking for LinkedIn to help you accomplish? And those are the kinds of things we do in my Triple Your Biz programs. I don't really need this note anymore, but I really want to just keep that. That's really what the crux of this podcast is about. Listen in at KarenYankovich.com/055. It's going to talk a little bit, like you're going to hear some things that maybe are a little different than you've heard from other people, because I'm going to tell you what I think. Starting with the whole thing I already mentioned about the six figures. I want you to create a business plan that brings you in the kind of net income that you want. And to do that, we need to sometimes get out of our head. And we also need to go from being a business owner, right? Somebody that's a great yoga teacher or a, phenomenal business coach or a great CPA or attorney or whatever it is you do, to the CEO of your business, right? Those are the shifts that I want you to make this year. I want you to make the shifts from, well, you know what? I do massages and I make $100 for an hour doing a massage. Well, you and I both know you don't make $100 an hour, right? You know that, right? Maybe that hour is $100, but how many hours went into you getting that client, buying the props you need, paying for the overhead for your studio, all of the millions of things that go into that, right? So that's why I want to get you out of your head and consider what it would look like if we were going to triple your business this year. I, of course, would love to help you. I have a group coaching program called the Triple Your Biz Club. You can check that out at tripleyourbiz.com. I love this program. I deliberately have not increased the price of the program yet this year. So if you're listening to this podcast, it's coming. This video, when it's live or in a timely manner, this is January 2019. The doors for the program are opened through the end of this month. And the pricing is going to stay at the 2018 pricing at least through the end of this month. So if you want to get in on this program, it's a 6-month minimum. So we work together for 6 months in the group. We have calls every single week. I like to be on you. I don't want weeks to go by in between us talking. I want there to be consistent action, consistent steps, consistent momentum in your business, because that's how you're going to triple your biz, right? There's a whole library of training vault with all kinds of trainings. Of course, all my LinkedIn stuff is in there, and all kinds of other trainings on things like Twitter and building your email list, and oh my gosh, all kinds of other things. We've got great guest experts. You would get access to all of the guest experts in the history, but you would also have access to the upcoming guest experts, and we've got some great guest experts on the horizon. Not only do we put a heavy emphasis on LinkedIn, of course, we also put a heavy emphasis on PR. So you're going to learn how to use LinkedIn to connect with your local journalists, because imagine what that can do for your business, right? If you're the real estate agent that is getting written up in your local paper or as seen on NBC News or things like that, right? These are the things we do in the Triple Your Biz Club that help you get out of your head, become a CEO of your business, and triple your revenues this year. So check it out. Check out the podcast episode, KarenYankovich.com/055, and check out my Triple Your Biz Club at tripleyourbiz.com. We would love to have you in the group. So happy revenues. Let's triple our biz together.